Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Sulaiman Kabir. Today I will talk about cost minimization, an important concept in microeconomics and farm decision making. The main idea is simple. Farms want to produce a given level of output at lower possible cost by choosing the right combination of inputs such as labor, capital, and raw materials. Substitution effect and output effect. The substitution effect shows how a farm changes its input mix when the relative price of input changes, but the output remains constant. For example, if the wage of workers increases but the price of machines stays the same, the bakery might use more machines and fewer workers while keeping production at 5,000 5,000 loaves. Output effect. The output effect shows how input use changes when the farm adjusts its output due to cost changes. For example, if the price of flour falls, the bakery can produce more bread at lower cost. As a result, it may hire more workers and buy more machines. Own price effect. These effects combines the substitution and output effects. It shows how demand for one input changes when its own price changes. For example, if the wage of bakers increases, the bakery might demand fewer bakers because they are more expensive and switch to machines. Conversely, if wage falls, the bakery hires more bakers. Cross price effect. The cross price effect shows how the demand for one input changes when the price of another input changes. If input are substitutes, a higher price of one increases demand for other. If inputs are complements, a higher price of one decreases demand for the other. For example, if flour and sugar are complements in baking, when sugar's price rises sharply, the bakery may use less flour as well, since both are needed together. The properties of cost function. A cost function defines the minimum cost of producing a given level of output considering various input prices, non-decreasing in output. To produce more output, a farm generally requires more inputs, which leads to a higher total cost. Concave in input prices, the cost function is concave with respect to input prices. This implies that as input prices decrease, the farm can further reduce cost by substituting towards the now relatively cheaper inputs. Homogeneous of degree 1 in input prices. If all input prices double, total cost double. Properties of conditional factor demand. Continuous in price and outputs. Small changes in input prices or output levels lead to smooth changes in input demand, not sudden jumps. Homogeneous of degree 0 in input prices. If all input prices rise or fall by the same percentage, the ratio of inputs used stay the same. This means the farm's cost minimizing input mix doesn't change when all prices scale up equally. And adding of condition, the total cost is spent on all inputs must equal the farm's total cost at minimum. This ensures the demands add up consistently to cost function. Example. The expansion shows how a farm's cost minimizing combination of inputs changes as output increases. It is consumer income example as the baker goes from producing uh, 500 to 1000 loaves. It uses more labor and capital in a cost efficient way. This path of increasing inputs is the farm's expansion path. In summary, cost minimization helps farms decided how to combine inputs in the cheapest way possible. The understanding substitution, output, on price, and cross price effects, along with cost function and expansion path, is essential for making efficient production decisions. Thanks for watching this video.